All right, welcome back. We're going to have a little sander safety here. This is a combination belt and disc sander, which means it has two sanders on it. This one, the disc sander, is going to move counterclockwise, and just as a reminder, you need to stand on the downward side of the disc. So if you stand on the upward side, it throws sawdust up, and also you could lose control of the workpiece that you're working with. So make sure we're on the downward side. When operating the sanders, two people can be here, one on the disc, one on the belt. It's just fine. Whatever you're standing with has to be held flat against the table. It could be on edge, that is flat against the table. But round objects like dowels shouldn't be standing because they can catch and roll on there. It is not safe to do this. If I want that angled sanding, I can hold it right here. It's also not safe to float up here. Don't do that. Into the table, on edge, or flat. The margin of safety for this machine is 6 inches. If you stay outside the miter slot, you should be fine with that. That's a little less than 6. But as long as you're outside the miter slot, I'm okay with it. If you need something smaller, you can use a pair of pliers. I got this small piece here that needs to be sanded. Hold it with a pair of pliers in here. I need to get a bigger clamp or something else. This is fine. Sometimes an extra push stick would help control things a little bit better. I would actually rather put a clamp on it than hold the clamp. That's fine as well. Sometimes, if you're doing a really critical part or if it's something very tall, you need to come over and check and make sure that this is square. It looks like it's tilting out a little bit. I can change that by loosening here. Tighten that down. So now we're back to square. Run the sander, make sure nothing else is on it. Make sure you wear your safety glasses. On-off switch is underneath right here. Just going to sand this a little bit. The sander is meant to sand to a line, so it is not a board shortener. A good example is that I'll have students that will cut something and they cut it a little bit too long. So there's just like a 1/16 of an inch there. As soon as you bring it to the sander, you're going to lose all the sense of squareness or how perpendicular that cut is. So the sander is not the place to come and shorten the board. If it's a little too long, just like a 1/16, take it over to the saw, just cut a 1/16 off. It's just fine. Okay. Turn it on. As I was standing, you might have noticed that I kept moving. We don't want to stop when we get flat spots on here. I also let that free spin to a stop. I did not need to hold anything against it. Once in a while, these can get out of whack a little bit, and in that case, there might be some sparks here. If there are sparks, you need to turn the machine off immediately and then talk to me. Things to watch out for: your fingers are back here, but somehow your knuckles get up here. That hurts a lot. This is 36 grit sandpaper, so it's very, very rough. Afterwards, you will need to go back and forth with sander and clean it up. Questions so far on the combination belt and disc sander? Yes, sir.
Why would you have two different ones? Is there a purpose for one and a purpose for the other?
The disc sander, I found, tends to be a little bit faster as far as material removal. So, like this would be quicker. You might also have two different grits. And then also, I can accommodate a larger workpiece on this tall belt here. That's up a little bit. The disc sander will leave a different mark on the end. It'll have like an angled line to it. And it's just nice to have two of them. The other thing you can do is this sander will actually flop down sideways. So that maybe you had, this would be flat. And then you could use this on a surface. So if you had a box that you would glue together and you wanted to square up the sides, you set that on that sander. So this is there's several different uses that I do. Other questions? Okay. The next one we're going to go to, I'll just have you look over here at the oscillating spindle sander. This is an oscillating spindle sander. Everybody say oscillating.
Oscillating.
Oscillating means that it's going up and down. So instead of just being a round spindle that just goes round and round and round, if it did that, it would leave horizontal marks from the sander. Just like when I use this big sander, I'm getting one direction of travel, so I get lots of lines. By oscillating up and down, what it's going to do is it's going to make fewer sanding marks and give me a cleaner edge, which means less sanding later on. So for the outside curves like this one, or better yet, like these on here, that curve is better sanded on the belt sander or the disc sander. For an inside curve, I can't get this inside of there to clean that up. So an oscillating spindle sander or drum sander is the appropriate. So you have to change these out in a second. You turn it on switch over here. It is a quieter machine. This is a less aggressive machine than is that belt sander. All the machines in this lab here should have a 6-inch margin of safety, so you have to have your finger 6 inches back. This particular machine and the other small belt sander have a 2-inch margin of safety. So if you have your hands here, I'm not going to be upset with you. You still need to be careful, but they're less hazardous, so I'm less worried about it. If you use it, I can just move in here. I'm going to keep it moving as I go. That'll get me, it allows me to sand the inside of an arm. Now if I go too slow, you notice it's burning. That also may be because this portion of the belt or the spindle is already worn. So moving this around, I can change some things around to clean that up a little bit. Anytime you're burning, it means you're moving too slow or you're removing material too slowly. So move it along. If you do flat spot, flat spot, flat spot, I'm going to get what's called a scalloped edge and it'll feel bumpy. If I try to do an outside arc like this, you can do it, but it almost always has small little ridges. Turn it off. To change out spindles, you want to match your spindle size approximately with the size of the arc you're trying to sand. If I use like a pencil here, it would take a long time, and it would probably leave little ridges. If I want something closer to this size, to do that, this spindle will unscrew, and underneath here there are 3 nuts. One's attached to this one, and then 2 of them are attached to the base here. In order to take that off of there, we're going to put this on the middle one. And I'd have your first strategy be to grab the spindle, just twist it off. If that doesn't work, you can put another wrench. Put another wrench up on here and turn that, but it does turn counterclockwise. Select the larger spindle. I'm just going to screw this in by hand until it's spinning underneath. Tighten it up. Make sure you remove the wrench. Now I have a problem that my insert won't fit. Got a larger insert somewhere. Take the larger insert, put it over the top of that. You don't want more than about 1/8 of an inch gap between what you're sanding and the spindle you're using. Questions on the oscillating spindle sander? It does turn, so as it's turning, you want to push it against the direction of rotation. If you push it and then go with rotation, it becomes kind of like a little pitching machine, and it could throw your workpiece out of there. So watch out for that.